Black Mountain Plans, and oh, okay, so I have been getting a lot of messages about where are you? Did you fall off the face of the earth? No. For I do have a lot of new subs in the last couple months, and I do this periodically when I have an epiphany, a lot of new ideas. I kind of go MIA until I get things worked out. Um, to be able to show you guys the 2025 changes, it was a lot of sticker paper I was about to waste. I started cutting it yesterday and then I was like, ugh, I don't want to do that. So let me just go ahead and show you the quick way for me, okay? So I'll start with the kits that really didn't change, and then we'll go into the kits that really, really did change. So the first kit that really didn't have a whole lot of changes to it was the Hobonichi Cousin. Um, this right here was like a mirrored effect. I had done this when I was using the Hobonichi Cousin. Depending on what the graphics were on these two washi strips, I didn't always want, them to line up exactly the same way. I wanted it to be like a continuing look, I guess you could say, on the two-page spread. But it can get a little overwhelming when I'm designing because I'm not sure if these two are lining up perfectly depending on the graphic. I did not like this script right here. And these backgrounds right here are very hard for me to keep organized in my brain when I'm designing. So um, this page right here, I was absolutely fine with. It has the dual font scripts. I was okay with it. So here are what the changes are for the Hobonichi Cousin weekly view in 2025. I went ahead and put the two washi strips where they are uniform and, together, so it's easier when I design. I changed that script because, like I said, I didn't like that doubling effect. And I color coded the logo branding strip at the top. So that was a very minimal change for the Hobonichi Cousin for the weekly view. When it comes to the Aaron, let's just stay in the Hobonichi, okay? So here is the old Hobonichi monthly. Okay, you would get your free scripts. It would work for any month. Then this would be sheet A, and this would have been your sheet B. Okay, so the new changes are in 2025. I am only offering one monthly kit per month, and it is going to say on the washi strips, this is up here, that little gray bar that's above your sidebar in your Hobonichi Cousin. It says January there. That way you can see your graphics. A lot of people don't like to use the monthly script in the Hobonichi, and I get it because I used it too. Um, this sheet stayed the exact same way, so did this one. It's just now you have the name of the month here. And some people like to cut this. That's why I didn't try to put it on these washi strips. And you can see that this is the same color in the logo strip as the Hobonichi weeks. So those are color coded for me. So let's go ahead and take a look at the A5 plum papers. Okay, I only have three options for the plum papers. This was the old the monthly, where you would get the free scripts. This would have been sheet A with a Monday start, or sheets A with the Sunday start. This was the sheet B with the plain. And then you would have got the choice to get the habit tracker right here as well. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I've been sick this week. And then, of course, this is the washi, for the unused days. So let's go ahead and go back to the new version of the kit. As you can see, the kit is smaller. If you're using a Monday start, you're only going to be getting, actually in the kit, you'll only be getting these. If it's a Sunday start, you'll be getting those, and that's optional. See, optional. A lot of people think it comes automatically. It doesn't. It's optional. So here is the month at a glance, the main page, sheet A. It now has, above where you'll put the sidebar, it has the January script, or February, March, depending on what month it is. So you definitely still get a Monday or a Sunday start. Sheet B is exactly the same with the plain habit tracker. I mean, the plain deco box, so you can see the graphic. And then, of course, the washi stayed the same, but you can also now just get the habit tracker add-on to go into that kit. Okay, so those are the only changes for the A5 plum paper monthly. Let's look at the A5 Plum Paper Me layout, and it had 2 pages originally. So this was sheet A with a ton of labels, the solid labels that would go on the sides, kind of like a teacher layout in this planner. The sidebar elements, some more labels, your headers, washi strips, circle dots, date dots, some scripts, and some icons in the weekend banner. And then page 2 is even more, lots and lots of full boxes, habit trackers, scripts, icons. I have 3 people that are very faithful to this planner layout, and they're they were pretty much uniform across the board of the items that they did not need. And I don't want you guys to have to buy extra stickers. My goal in 2025 is more clean looking kits in a newer format, way less waste and way less design time for me. So this is now the A5 Me layout. It is 1 page. It comes with the headers, the washi. You get your header strips. You will have to get either customs for date dots, which are coming, or you can just write in your date. You have a few scripts. You have your the 3 people really wanted their water tracker, so I was like, okay. And then we have these, we call it, we have 7 full boxes, and this is actually like the sidebar full box, and then the checklist for the sidebar, and just a few labels. That's it. So that 2 page kit went to just 1 page. All right, so let's look at the A5 Plum Paper weekly layout. Now this includes the May, um, the vertical columns and the hourly columns. The kit works for all 3 A5 Plum Paper weekly views. So this was a 2 page kit. You had a washi strip here on sheet A as well as sheet B. You had the headers, you had the date dots, the checklist, the sidebar elements, a whole bunch of icons, a few scripts, some labels. And then on this page, you had the glitter headers, the weekend banner, some more scripts, hydrate labels, circle dots, just a bunch of stuff, right? So what I did was I condensed it down to just a 1 page kit as well. So this will get you by, you get 2 washi strips on the same page, you get the new and improved weekend banner, 2 scripts, you get an assortment of labels, you get the sidebar elements. This is actually the sidebar full box, and you guys, I could not get another full box on here to give you one for every single day of the week. But the way I look at it is it's okay, because in the add-ons are memo notes, you got deco, you might want to use a quote. There's a way to fill in that one day that does not have, the extra full box. And a lot of people don't do it on the weekends anyway. I didn't want to give a second page in the A5 Plum Paper weekly layouts just to get a full box. Okay, so we took care of the Hobonichi and we took care of the A5 Plum Paper. So let's go ahead and look at the A5 Erin Condren monthly. So this was the old layout. Let's get to the correct page here. So this was your Monday start or your Sunday start. This was sheet B, so you had the washi strips here that you don't have to get separately to cover up like the unused days. You had lots of bill trackers, icons, scripts, some full monthly boxes to write in, and of course an assortment of labels. And then let's see, this was the dashboard layout for the month. So you had a line, notes, checklist, and then dot grid. And then of course it came with the free scripts. And this kit was already set up to do that habit tracker as an add-on. Most of my kits were, but for some reason the plum paper just snuck past me when I was reformatting last time. So now this is the new and improved kit. So like I said, that was kit number 38, which was Winter Spa, and that is not available as a monthly anymore. So we're going to look at the Valentine's Day kit. So you definitely still get the same sheet A for a Monday or Sunday start. It's just now you have the script over here that will be, when you lay down the washi headers, it'll actually be above your habit tracker. So nothing changed other than you don't get free scripts anymore, and it's not an option to have a monthly match every single kit in the release that month. It is now that it is labeled for what the month is. This helps me at the end of the year, guys, to clearance out all the kits like I'm doing at the moment on the website. And it also allows me, with some of the ideas I have for the upcoming year, to possibly offer sub boxes and not have to worry about you didn't get the monthly you wanted because there's only one monthly choice. So that is why the monthlies are changing the way they are. Sheet B did not change at all. You still have all your goodies. And of course, you still have the same, dashboard full page sticker with the add on habit tracker. So that was the change basically, is that there's no more free scripts and there's only one monthly choice. And that works for all monthly options. I keep shutting that down. Okay, so when it comes to the A5 compact vertical, the only change was, um, okay, this was sheet A. So you got that big full deco box there that you can write on, icon scripts, your headers, date dots, two washi strips at the top, and I don't like those little colored lines, so I included those in the kit. Then you have 7 to-do strips, and then some assorted labels in different sizes. The only thing that's really going to change in any compact vertical kit is the optional deco box is gone. A lot of people do not read the description to realize that that box does not come with the kit. So now it is the exact same kit. As you can see, it's no optional deco box. So if we go over here to the compact vertical and the 7x9, it was the same thing. Because that's a 7x9, there's a 2-page spread for this one. It's a 2-page spread no matter what. It's just a 2-page kit. So I would personally, if I were using this, I would just buy this sheet. That would be my deal, would just be sheet A. But I have people who are so faithful that they want their labels. So there is a second sheet of labels. And then that was the optional deco box. And then when we look at the new one, it should be in the same kit. You can see that, it just doesn't have the optional, deco box, but it's the exact same kit. So let's go back. I don't want to keep closing it down. Okay, so let's get into, oh my goodness, the Daily Duo, right? So here was the Daily Duo. Now, to be fair, I know it was a 5-page kit, but the Daily Duo in the Erin Condren is not just the 7 days of the week. It's also your week at a glance and your notes page. So, this was sheet A, and this is not changing, my friends. And the reason why is I don't like having an odd man washi strip out. So I figured you can choose whatever washi you want for whatever day of the week you want, and the extra washi strip can go on that lined notes page. This was a bunch of torn corners and 2 regular full deco boxes down here for sheet B. Excuse me, guys. These solid ones, solid labels, they would cover the time that's printed on the Daily Duo pages. Then you have, like, above your checklist area, these little page flags that say to do, it'll fit in that area. And then these right here with the patterns in them, they would fit beside the time. And then sheet D was just a hodgepodge of all kinds of requests for, like, the checklist strips. They're not individual. Appointment labels for 1 hour, for half hour. It's 1 hour and 2 hour, or half hour and 1 hour. I can't remember. And then the washi strips, some icons, and what do you call it? Scripts. So then here is like the week at a glance page. So you got your habit tracker, a to-do list, and then boxes to be, writing in whatever you need to, and you can even title it the week of. So that was the way it used to look. So let's go in here and look at this. I now got basically 9 pages that you guys would be decorating in a Daily Duo, whether it be A5 or 7x9. I got the kits down to 4 pages. So sheet A for this did not change. I like being able to give the option to do whatever washi strip you want. I could have saved a lot of room and basically, like, put the name of the week, of the day on your washi strip, but I don't want to do that to y'all. I want you to have freedom. So this page definitely changed. I felt like the torn corners were a really cool idea, but some of the shapes just weren't working for the graphics that I designed. So I gave 4 deco boxes. They are not going to take up that giant area. They can be put anywhere in the area you want. They will be the right width, though, for that area. And then you've got 3 torn corners and your checklist strips Like I said, it's one long strip. It's not individual. You could cut it and make it go as far down that checklist as you want. Maybe you might want to put one of those in that area as well. It's up to you guys. Now all the labels cover the time. It just does. You have 8 instead of 7 to do checklists, and then you have the washi strip in case you want to say AM routine, PM routine, however you guys want to break it up. And then, of course, we kept the week at a glance because a lot of people really liked it. So I think it's amazing to do 4 pages if you're literally going to put stickers on all 9 pages in the layout for that week. You can't beat that. I couldn't get it any smaller, my friends. Okay, so we've looked at that. We've looked at that. Let's look at the Erin Condren Monthly. This was the old Erin Condren Monthly. This one had a couple of changes. Of course, it came with free scripts. You would get a Sunday or a Monday start. This was sheet B, so you got your sidebar, 2 monthly deco boxes, 2 to write in, bill trackers, and assorted labels. And then it was, let's see, this was the dashboard page where I had made custom, stickers to go over all the little pre-printed areas on that page. And then, of course, this is the washi to cover up the unused days. So that's a look at the old kits. Now, let's look at how I redid it. So I know you can already see some changes here. So, of course, we have the Sunday or Monday start is definitely going to have the name of the month written on the washi for you. Sheet B got a little bit of a change. I took away all those bill trackers. A lot of people were like, I don't have that many bills, which is amazing. Cool. So what I did was I just gave you a little bit more icons, and then of course the payday scripts, and then I did a full page here. You can write in your goals, write in your birthdays, whatever you like. Of course, you can do the optional habit tracker add-on, and then of course you still get the washi in case you like to cover up the unused days. So that's a look at the 7x9 monthly for the Erin Condren. We already did the compact vertical for the 7x9. So here is, again, this was the old layout for the 7x9 Daily Duo. It's the same deal as the A5. I want you to have 8 washi strips. This was the way that you can see, well, I don't know what I just did there, but you can see how, like, it wouldn't really show as much of the deco in the graphics that I wanted. So that was beside the time. I'm sorry, these were beside the time. That was to cover it. This was the hodgepodge of like all kinds of stuff, and then of course the week at a glance. And then as you can see, I got this one down to 4 pages as well. You still keep the washi the same way. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, so you get your 8 to do page flags. These deco strips, I feel, torn corners, I feel like you can see a whole lot more of the design in it. Then you got 4 habit trackers. So you've got something to decorate that bottom area in all 7 days. You've got labels that will cover the time, checklist strips that are not individually, these are not circle dots, these are strips. And then you got washi to be able to break up the days however you like. And then, of course, your week at a glance. So I think that turned out really amazing. Okay, now here was the biggest change I did, guys, other than the add-ons. We'll get into them next. Okay, so the EC vertical for the 7x9 was a 4-page kit. Okay, it had 2 washi strips. This was the sidebar, full box, all kinds of weird labels, icons, and scripts. Then you had like all these washi, and I don't know about you guys, but I always had a ton of this left over. You had your headers and your date dots on the kit itself. Then you had your checklist elements and bill trackers, all kinds of labels. And then you had tons of full boxes with glitter headers, hydrate labels, and circle dots. That was a 4-page kit for 1 week. That was a lot. So here is a look at the EC Hourly. Now, of course, it was perfectly sized for the EC Hourly. And it was pretty much, I would say, almost the same setup. This was like your sidebar box. Here was a bunch of sort of labels, icons, and scripts, 2 washi strips. I'm sorry, that was your, sidebar full box. Then you had, Monday through Sunday, you had these large appointment labels, the 2 habit trackers that are at the bottom of the page. And if you can see, with the glitter headers that are sized perfectly for the columns in Erin Condren Hourly, you can see that these habit trackers were smaller because the sidebar is actually the vertical sizing, which is 1.5. Well, actually, it's a little bit more than that these days, but it's perfectly sized. Then, of course, you had your headers, your date dots, hydrate, all that stuff. So then you had a sheet with a whole bunch of washi, bill trackers, and a script. Then you had these torn corners that I really like, the weekend banner, a double box, and more boxes. You guys, it was for hours, 8 pages to do those two kits. So I got I got it all down to 2 pages. I'm just gonna tell you. I had watched a video, and if I can remember who had made the comment or put it in their video, that when they centered the stickers in the EC vertical, I mean in EC hourly, it looked good. And this girl showed a picture, and I was impressed. It does look good. It does give a little bit of spacing in between each column, but you guys, you would just have to use it to see. I have done it in my EC hourly. When I do my next live video, I will show it. It really looks good. And for me to make these changes like this, it would have to look good. Okay? So now it says EC vertical and hourly kits. Okay, and it's only 2 pages. It will work for both planners. It will be perfectly sized for the vertical. You will need to center the labels and things for the hourly. So you get the 2 washi strip. You get lots of little, assorted labels, dual font scripts, icons, and the silverware. And then, like I said, in the hourly, the sidebar is actually the same, specs for the vertical. So you get to keep those checklist habit trackers. I mean, the habit trackers that would go at the bottom of the hourly page. I kept that same sticker that I had in the hourly kit. You get that same really awesome weekend banner size for the 7x9. And then, of course, some sidebar elements to be able to put in there and plenty of deco boxes. You guys, that's saving me so much time when designing, and I'm really liking it. So the last big change is the add-ons. Okay, so let's go through them. Whoa. All right. So the memo notes was the add-on number 1. Then we had the A5 extra labels, because my A5 people, boy, they love their labels. You had thick washi, you had thin washi. And think about all that washi that was on those kits, guys. How many stickers were y'all left over with? It was getting to the point where I didn't even want to film videos because I was like, there's too many stickers. It's driving me nuts. And I'm the one, designing it and selling it, so I know it's got to be driving y'all nuts. I had just redid this one. I do like this. This is a mini functional icon sheet. Then it was the wellness and fitness tracker. Then the solid circle dots. The new journaling element sheet. I had put in A5 vertical washi because some people wanted a bit of a change. We had the Deco Pretty, which is 3.5 by 5. And then, of course, I had just redid to where you also had the option to do the Mini Pretty, which is 2 by 3. The ring reinforcers, I like these for the A5 rings, but I don't like how wide these are. We're reinforcing the hole. I mean, we got to think about the name. It's ring reinforcers. Like, if you're using a page and you rip your hole by accident, you put one of these on, it's not coming out. So it doesn't really matter about the thickness around it, as long as we've got enough sticker to reinforce that hole. And I kind of ran with it on the new ones. Here is my kind of, I would say it's like my iconic washi crack, and then the vertical washi crack to be able to do Dutch doors. I was going to be doing something with that, and then I was like, you know what, whatever. So also there was the dual font scripts, and I'm going to tell you what, guys, everybody was talking about I need scripts. You guys hit me for customs. Y'all don't buy this sheet. So I was like, you know what, then bump it. Let's go and let's do some new stuff. Alright, so this is what we got going on now for the add-ons. The memo notes are the exact same, but the page is a little bit smaller. These guys are really kind of big for an A5 planner. So basically what I did when I designed it was I like grabbed the corner and I kind of smooshed it in some. Okay, so this sheet's a little bit smaller. This sheet stayed the exact same. It's still A5 labels. It's just, I don't know if people had noticed with the February kits, the bill trackers are gone and it is now just regular labels. So the A5 Plum Paper Weekly, whether it's the May, the vertical, or the hourly columns, you are going to need to purchase a header, okay? Because those header strips and date dots are no longer in your kit. If you use the EC hourly, this will be your header. It is perfectly sized, and this would be the header strips that you needed to order from the add-ons that correspond to your kit for the vertical. I did keep my functional mini icons because I do like them. I kept this exactly the same. It does have a new number. Make sure when you guys go to order, add-ons that you're definitely checking your numbers because they did change. Um, so where was I at? I'm on the circle dust. Okay, so the magnetic bookmarks are now listed in the add-ons, and they were 2 inches wide. I think they're a bit, large for an A5 or smaller planer. So these are now about 1 1/4 to 1.5 inches wide. They're much smaller, much nicer. This sheet stayed the same. And then, of course, this is the mini icon. It's not going to show it like here, but it does in real life. So this is the 2x3 for the mini pretty, and this is the 3.5x5 for the deco pretty. And then the ring reinforcers, I don't know if you can tell, but I don't like that it goes all the way to the edge of the paper when you're reinforcing the holes in the A5 rings. So this is why I made that change. I just like this a lot better. And the biggest change I made was there was too much washi being left over. So you have now like regular size washi strips. I completely got rid of the thick washi. I've been open over 2 years and I have rarely sold it. The thin washi does sell. It's not the best seller, but more importantly, it's a pain in my tail. I'm not gonna lie to you. So we only have these two, and then of course you have a set of the deco washi. This way you've got just enough extra washi past your kit, to get done what you need to get done. And you guys, I did get rid of the Happy Planner Monthly in the large. It was the only Happy Planner I was doing. It really does not sell. I think I've sold 8 kits this year. So I was like, nope, it's out. The A5, the large plum paper monthly and the large plum paper me layout, they are gone as well. Like, I used to sell the Dickens out of them in Etsy. I don't sell them anymore. And when it comes to the Laurel Denise planners, you guys, I'm not feeling it. It's selling as a printable, and I have no worries leaving it as a printable. It is not sold in the physical shops. I am not going to keep doing it for the physical shops. I may even take it out for the printables. But there are lots of new things coming. I can give you guys, let's see. I got something in my listing photos over here that I listed last night, just in case nobody saw it. Well, actually, let's just go on the website. How about that? So let me get over here to navigation real quick. Oh, no, I want to go online store. This is just the back end where I'm allowed to change things around. Okay, so in case you guys hadn't seen, there is a lot of stuff that is on clearance. Tater Doodles, the A5 Vertical Washi, these Deco singles that have been here forever. A lot of these are all Faith. They are coming back in a different way, but they're not coming back for a while. So I figured I'd let you know. The Build Your Stash for the Faith, they're leaving. So is the Build Your Stash that I had just like regular patterns in, all kinds. They were really good sellers for a while. And then I stopped doing it, and then, it just kind of fell off. Like I said, the large Happy Planner Monthly, the large Plum Paper Monthly, and the large Me Layout, all the kit bookmarks 1 through 36 are gone on December 31st. The old formats of all the kits are leaving on the 31st. Tater Doodles, the old add-ons, all of that stuff, guys. So just go ahead and fill up the cart and get what you like. And then, of course, I do have all the new listings. As you can see, the budgets, I went through that in the last video. And then these are new, my wall calendars. I don't know if you guys had seen them. This is probably one of my favorites. That's why I'm showing it. So it's put together exactly the same way as I had done the Faith Journal workbooks. It's just that the covers are laminated. There is a punch in the center here to be able to hang it on a nail. And it's just full, beautiful pictures, for the month. And I love a wall calendar, and I figure, we do planners, so why not? So the journals have left, and that was the other thing I was going to show you. So let's just go ahead and I'm kind of in the back end here. Let's go ahead and let's talk about these journaling workbooks. I got a lot of feedback. A lot of people really like how thick the books were, how well they were put together. I had a lot of good feedback. However, I do think that I want it to be much cheaper. You know what I mean? I want the price of the journals to not be $40. And I cannot thank all the people that ordered them. You guys, it took me like 10 days to get all these workbooks out of here. I think I sold a total of, oh my God, I know it was close to 20. It was really, I had 6 at the very beginning. It held tight for 6. And then, like, after Cyber Monday, I was like, oh my God, I got another one. 100, and it came up to 92 pages. I mean, front and back. It was a lot. I've gotten a lot of requests to have it on inserts. I've had a lot of requests to take out verse mapping and make it its own journal. A lot of people like to do just verse mapping. So this morning I was playing around with it, and I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's make this a cheaper option for people, much cheaper. I'm thinking it's going to be like $25, and you're going to get a lot more like graphics in it, okay? So I'm also working on doing it is A5 inserts, okay? So this was the cover, this is the inside cover, and then this is the, the scripture writing plan. So this will be different based for kit to kit. And I'm hoping to have the January kits out and released by this weekend. So that way, I'm waiting on another machine to help me punch inserts. It's a lot. You guys, I've got so many cookies in the basket. I mean, I don't even know how my brain is functioning at this point, but this is going to change kit to kit, all the graphics and the verses depending on what it is. But I was working with diligence and hard work today, and I am sizing it for the A5 rings, and I'm making sure that I've got enough space over here. So this would be your 30-day scripture page. Then this would be day 1, okay? So let's see, how does it go? All right, so when you open up the book, that's your cover, and then on the right side is this 30-day scripture writing plan. So if you were to turn the page, the next 2 pages will be a 2-page spread. So on the left will be day 1, okay, and you'll get this artwork. And then on the right, because it's a 2-page spread, will be this artwork. So then when you turn the page, it'll be day 2, right? You'll have where you can write in the verse. It's going to be like this setup on every single page, just your artwork is going to change. So day 2, this is the pretty little artwork, and then that's the mirroring on the right. Then this would be day 3 with this little collection down here. And then this would be day 4. What am I doing here? Yeah, that's the way I did it. My bad. So then here is day 4 right here. I'm sorry. And that's at the bottom. And then over here on the right side would be that one. And then as you can see, it'll repeat. So you got 30 days of a 2-page spread where you get, you can write in today's verse, the verse address, the date, write in your verse. I gave more lines. A lot of people said they needed more room. This says interpretation, so you can either write notes here, a prayer here. You can put your application, you can put commentary, anything you want, and then a whole notes page. So you have a 2-page spread for all 30 days. So then when we get to page 64 of the book, you have on the left side, because it's a 2-page spread, remember, you have a prayer. So it could be a prayer about you just finished the 30 days of scripture writing, a prayer about the scripture writing plan, what you want God to open your eyes up to, whatever you like to put in there. And then on the right side of that 2-page spread is your this particular faith kit has 17 word studies. Okay, so there's 17 verse addresses and the corresponding words to do a word study on. So when you would turn your page, this would be where you would write the word, and the verse address. Now the word studies are the exact same graphics for all 17 pages, okay? And then when we get down here to the end, of course, on the back inside cover, you have the recommended sources and apps, and then, you know, the back cover. I am actually going to be turning this into a digital journal as well, okay, where these will be clickable links. There is a lot coming, guys. I'm going to let a little bit of a secret out of the bag. I am designing my own inserts and my own planners and my own digital planners, my own digital sticker kits, and my own sticker kits for my inserts and planners. I have been very busy. Like I said, when I'm MIA, I am up to all kinds of stuff. So I just wanted to give y'all a look at how the 2024 kits looked and what the 2025s look like, what's gone away, why the journals are not in the website at the moment. They will be back this weekend. I'm thinking they'll be about $25. They're going to be about 40 pages now instead of, you know, an additional 50. um, Same quality, same way they're put together, and then there will also be a verse mapping journal that you can purchase as well. So there's a lot going on. Just say a prayer for me. Keep an eye out for your packages. Just about everybody has shipped at this point. I have a couple more orders still in the queue. And remember that the 35% off sale ends on December 31st. So until I see you guys in another video, y'all have a nice day.